The Black Hole is a science fiction movie released in 1979, directed by Gary Nelson and produced by Walt Disney Productions. The film is set in the distant future, and it tells the story of a research ship, the USS Palomino, that discovers a lost ship, the USS Cygnus, hovering near a black hole. Overall, the Black Hole movie was a significant undertaking by Walt Disney Productions to explore the science fiction genre and create an epic space adventure with a stellar cast and impressive production elements. Plot: the spacecraft USS Palomino is returning to Earth from its deep space research mission. The spacecraft discovers a black hole and near it, an apparently abandoned and long-lost vessel called the USS Cygnus. Kate McRae, played by Yvette Mimieux, a member of the USS Palomino crew, recognizes the found spaceship and reveals that her father is on board. The crew of the USS Palomino, including Captain Dan Holland, played by Robert Forster, Lieutenant Charlie Pizer, played by Joseph Bottoms, journalist Harry Booth, played by Ernest Borgnine, and civilian leader Dr. Alex Durant, played by Anthony Perkins, decide to investigate further. The USS Palomino approaches the black hole in the spacecraft USS Cygnus and realizes that the Cygnus is surrounded by a mysterious zero-gravity field, which prevents it from being sucked into the black hole. The USS Palomino briefly strays outside the field and sustains damage, forcing it to emergency dock with the USS Cygnus. The crew of the USS Palomino, including the Vincent robot, voiced by Roddy McDowall, decides to explore the seemingly abandoned USS Cygnus. On the USS Cygnus, the crew of the USS Palomino encounters Dr. Hans Reinhardt, played by Maximilian Schell, whom Durant describes as one of Earth's greatest scientists. Reinhardt reveals that he has been alone on the Cygnus since it encountered a meteor field. After the encounter, the Cygnus became disabled, and Reinhardt ordered the crew to return to Earth without him. McRae's father had decided to stay behind but subsequently died. In place of the crew, Reinhardt constructed faceless drones, security robots, and a personal bodyguard robot named Maximilian. Reinhardt plans to fly the Cygnus through the black hole, based on 20 years of research suggesting it is possible. Durant becomes fascinated by the idea and asks if he can join. Booth witnesses one of the drones limping, and Holland discovers android funerals and personal belongings in the crew quarters. This leads the crew of the USS Palomino to suspect Reinhardt and his story. Vincent encounters a poorly functioning Bob robot, voiced by Slim Pickens, on the Cygnus, who is an earlier version of Vincent robot. Bob tells Vincent that the drones are actually the original human crew of the USS Cygnus, who revolted when Reinhardt refused to return to Earth after the ship was damaged. McRae's father was their leader and died. The crew was lobotomized and reprogrammed to serve Reinhardt. Durant heard this information and removes the faceplate of one drone, revealing the zombie-like faces of the crew members. Durant attempts to escape with McRae, but Maximilian kills Durant. Reinhardt decides to capture the crew of the USS Palomino and orders his robots to lobotomize McRae. Holland and Vincent rescue McRae, and the crew of the USS Palomino fights against Reinhardt's security robots. Booth tries to escape on the Palomino, but Reinhardt fires on the USS Palomino from the Cygnus, causing a collision between the two spacecraft. A meteor storm ensues, and meteors strike the Cygnus while its overloaded main reactor explodes, destroying the anti-gravity generator holding the ship in place. Without the zero-gravity field, the Cygnus begins to be pulled into the black hole. Reinhardt had previously informed the members of the Palomino about his plan to travel through the black hole using a special probe. Reinhardt orders Maximilian to prepare the probe for launch, but a large display screen falls on top of Reinhardt, trapping him. Maximilian encounters the Palomino crew, who had also decided to escape using the probe. Maximilian and Vincent engage in a fight, and Vincent emerges victorious. Holland, Pizer, McRae, and Vincent manage to escape using the pre-programmed probe designed to traverse the black hole. In the final scene, Reinhardt and Maximilian merge together above a hellish landscape. Simultaneously, an angelic figure appears, guiding the probe through which Holland, Pizer, McCrae, and Vincent fly towards a shining star. The Black Hole movie was not based on a specific novel, book, or pre-existing script. It was an original concept developed for the screen. The concept for The Black Hole was developed by writer Jeb Rosebrook and director Gary Nelson. The film was conceived as a response to the success of science fiction films such as Star Wars, 1977. Disney aimed to create a space-themed adventure that could appeal to a broader audience, including older viewers. The film was produced by Walt Disney Productions. It was one of Disney's first attempts at a darker and more mature science fiction film. The production included elaborate set designs, special effects, and a large-scale model of the spaceship. The casting process involved selecting a mix of established actors like Maximilian Schell and Ernest Borgnine, as well as emerging talent like Joseph Bottoms. The roles were tailored to the actors' strengths and the characters they portrayed. The post-production of the movie was extensive, with the film's editor, John W. Holmes, working to combine the live-action footage with the special effects shot seamlessly. The visual effects team utilized various techniques of the time, including matte paintings and miniature models, to create the space sequences and the appearance of the black hole. The musical score for The Black Hole movie was composed by John Barry. Barry, known for his work on several James Bond films, created a sweeping, atmospheric score that captured the epic and mysterious nature of the story. The soundtrack featured a mix of orchestral arrangements and electronic elements. The Black Hole featured a combination of practical effects, miniatures, and early computer-generated imagery, CGI, to bring the visuals to life. The film showcased elaborate spaceship designs, futuristic sets, and the creation of a massive black hole, which were achieved through a mix of traditional and innovative effects techniques for the time, using a combination of practical and optical effects. The Black Hole was released in the United States on December 21, 1979. It had a wide theatrical release and was distributed by Buena Vista Distribution, a division of Walt Disney Productions. The film had a significant budget estimated to be around $20 to $26 million. In terms of box office performance, it was a commercial success, earning approximately $35 million domestically during its initial release. While it covered its production costs, it fell short of the immense success of Star Wars, which had influenced Disney's decision to venture into the science fiction genre. The Black Hole received mixed reviews from critics. While some praised its visual effects and ambitious storytelling, others felt that the film lacked coherent plotting and engaging characters. The darker tone and complex themes also divided opinions, with some critics believing it was too mature for Disney's target audience. The Black Hole movie holds a place in cinema history as one of Disney's first attempts to explore the science fiction genre with a more adult-oriented approach. It has gained a cult following over the years, with fans appreciating its unique visuals and contribution to the genre. Despite initial plans for sequels, The Black Hole did not receive any direct follow-up films. However, it did inspire various spin-off media, including comic books and a video game. The original theatrical release of The Black Hole had a running time of approximately 98 minutes. Over the years, there have been different versions and cuts of the film, including a slightly longer version released on home video. It's worth noting that the specific running time may vary depending on the version or release format. Despite its mixed reception, The Black Hole has remained a cult classic and is remembered for its impressive visual effects and imaginative vision of the future. The movie's legacy has also influenced other science fiction works, including the popular video game Mass Effect. 10 interesting facts. 1. The Black Hole was the first Disney film to receive a PG rating. 2. The movie's special effects team included several members who had worked on Star Wars. 3. The robot Maximilian was designed to resemble Darth Vader from Star Wars. 4. The film's original ending was much darker and more ambiguous than the one that was ultimately released. 5. The USS Cygnus model used in the film was over 12 feet long and weighed over 200 pounds. 6. The movie's score was composed by John Barry, who also wrote the iconic theme music for the James Bond films. 7. The character of Dr. Hans Reinhardt was originally written as a sympathetic figure, but was changed during production to be more villainous. 8. The Black Hole was one of the first major Hollywood films to use computer-generated imagery. 9. The movie's production was plagued by creative differences and budget constraints. 10. Despite its mixed reviews, The Black Hole has developed a cult following over the years and remains a beloved classic for many sci-fi fans.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more interesting videos and don't forget to press like button and share.